What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
Alright guys, so in this video we will be discussing midfielders. And you know, there's obviously quite a few midfielders, and I'll definitely tell y'all how I feel about this position and whether or not we should try to retain these guys. But before we get to that, if you guys want to get more content on the other teams in Houston, obviously the Astros, the Dynamo, the Rockets, any team in Houston and the Houston area, this is the channel for you. So make sure you guys do subscribe to Saw Sports TV. Make sure you like and comment these videos as well, so we can get this channel going as well, just like Saw Sports, which is our primary channel. So this is our second channel. So if you guys want more content on the other teams in Houston, this is the channel to do it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about center midfielders. And the best way to describe the center midfield position is you guys are the playmakers. You're the ones that distribute. And this is a position that really got a lot of heckling for because the midfield just didn't develop. The defensive side did great, but the ball was just not being distributed enough, and it just put all that pressure on the back line and the defensive midfielders. So this is where the ball distribution starts. So I think it's very important to see that this position needs a lot of work, and either to make some moves or try to develop guys or make guys play in the position that should be there. And I'll even get to that as I go on to this video. Alright, so the first player I'm going to talk about is Bonilla Garcia. His contract will actually be expiring in the end of December of this year. He had a total of 37 appearances, had 1 assist, and 8 yellow cards. I will say, as far as the way Bonilla played this year, I think he was more on the defensive side, but he still did his thing in the attack. And honestly, man, Bonilla is definitely up there in age, and he's probably going to be in that point where he's going to start debating retirement. But if he chooses to not retire, I would definitely have the Dynamo try to keep him, because of the fact that I would love to have him retire as a Dynamo player, and I think that he would definitely be great to have as a captain, because without DeMarcus Beasley, I think he would definitely be the clear choice to be the captain of the Houston Dynamo. Even if this is his last year, I would definitely have him there. And you know, maybe as some younger midfielder or maybe a new acquisition by the Dynamo kind of takes over that role, Bonilla can definitely be used for that second team and help develop the young midfielders there as well. So I definitely say do your best to try to keep Bonilla Garcia, just because he's a fan favorite. The fans love Bonilla Garcia. He's just a lovable guy. He has that big contagious smile of his. So I definitely say try to keep Bonilla Garcia. Alright, the next player we're going to talk about is Erick Bird. His contract will be expiring November 30th of this year. So Erick Bird, kind of similar to a lot of the younger players on this team. Majority of his games have been with Rio Grande Valley, but he has played with the Dynamo a few times, and because he is on the Dynamo roster, that's why he's featured on this video. So for Rio Grande Valley, he appeared 14 times, had 2 goals, assists, and 3 yellow cards. And with the Dynamo, he only made 2 appearances. I would definitely... This is one of those weird ones for me. I would definitely try to keep Erick Bird, mainly for depth reasons. But in the event that, I don't know, we make a signing, I would just go ahead. If you know that you're going to bring in another midfielder that's probably going to be... not trying to be disrespectful, but better than Erick Bird, I would definitely try to bring him in. Or if there's somebody in Rio Grande Valley that you like more, or a draft pick that you think is a little bit better than Erick Bird, I would go ahead and just move on from Erick Bird right then and there. But I would definitely try to retain Erick Bird, because I think he will be a little bit on the cheaper side anyway, so I don't think it's really going to harm the Dynamo if they choose to retain him. Alright, so if you guys know me, and I think mainly the guys on the round table know, this is probably by far my favorite player, not only by the way he plays, but just his story overall, and just the fact that he's just a very humble person, and that is Jose Memo Rodriguez. His contract will be expiring at the end of December of this year. The guy made 28 appearances, scored 7 goals, 2 assists, and had 3 yellow cards. And honestly, man, this was his best season, obviously. But the fact that what I liked about it was the fact that he was playing more. He ended up taking Romel Kyoto's spot because of the fact that he was just not performing, and Memo really took his opportunity. Now, I know that he played that Romel Kyoto's on the wing, and majority of the season Memo Rodriguez has played on the wing, but I would much rather have him play midfield. And the reason why is because that's where he plays. That's his most natural position. Though he did step up really well on the wings, I definitely would want Memo to be that center midfielder and help distribute the attack, because he does that really well. The fact that once he comes in, when he's a substitute, but the fact that they're already having him, trusting him with corner kicks, taking free kicks and all that, just shows that this kid should just be on the starting 11. And I think being in that center midfield position more than the left wing, because I think the Dynamo could definitely bring in another left winger real easily. So I definitely will say Memo Rodriguez needs to be retained. I think this kid is your franchise player, and I think at one point will be your captain. I think he's such a humble person. He just has the right attitude. He works hard, and that's the reason why I'm so high on this kid, and the reason why I just can't get enough of Memo Rodriguez. I think this is the future of the Dynamo, and he's a youth academy product. I mean, how much more perfect can it be? So definitely keep Memo Rodriguez. All right, so the last player has been very disappointing, but does have glimpse of promise, and that is Tomas Martinez. This guy was brought in to be the number 10, and I don't think he's lived up quite to it, but then he does provide moments where you're like, okay, he's getting something, he's getting confident. And I think it's just the fact that I don't think he's been able to adjust to the MLS, which is weird to think, because his fellow Argentine Matias Vera didn't really take him long to get adjusted to the MLS. But Tomas Martinez, this is already his second season, and he's still struggling. I guess more specifically, now we're going into his third year. It's just one of those things. So the thing is with me, though, I don't think there's a team that's going to want him. I don't think there's a team that's necessarily thrilled by the way he's been playing, especially here in the MLS. So I don't think getting rid of him is an option. So I would actually try to keep him. But if I choose to keep Tomas Martinez, I have to build the team around him. I think that's the big problem with Tomas Martinez. I don't think they're playing up to his style. So I think if they make the team more around him, make him the number 10, I think that maybe we can get something going with him. Like I said, I think this is the strategy to go in with Tomas Martinez. So if we do this and he ends up thriving and actually works out, then maybe that was what was missing. But if we do that and he doesn't work out, I'm just going to say, man, Memo Rodriguez can easily jump right in. And this is the reason why I'm putting Memo Rodriguez with the midfield. Because honestly, I think he can easily step into that number 10 position. And so if there's a team that's interested in Tomas Martinez, I say take it. I don't care how much it is. Hopefully it's a good amount of money, because he's still a promising Argentine. But I just don't. If we choose to get rid of him, just get rid of him and get as much as we can from him. Or we build the team around him. As far as the attack side goes, as far as building the team around him, using his ability to distribute the ball, I think that this is how the best way to do it, because then you make him confident. I think that's the thing, though. I just don't think he's been confident since he's gone here. So I think if we tell him, like, look, man, we're gonna build this around you, he's gonna be confident, because like, these guys believe in me. And I think that this is the way to go with Tomas Martinez. But that's only if we retain him. If someone actually wants to get him, I say take him. So that's all I got for the midfield position. Now, if you guys have any questions about the midfield, or you have a comment about the midfield, how you feel about the midfield position, go ahead and drop into that comment section. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to Saw Sports TV, because that's the way you're going to get the other teams here in Houston. So like I said, Saw Sports, Texans only. It's the Texans only channel. And then this is Saw Sports TV, where we talk about the other teams here in Houston. So if you guys want to get that other content, make sure you subscribe to Saw Sports TV. So with all that being said, chucking up a deuce. Y'all stay saucy.